Ladies and gentlemen, as they move out, can we just give them a round of applause? I think it was very impressive, very well done. As we acknowledge the last few officials marching out of the Oval, I'm going to request that we just take a little interlude. I'm going to ask the DJ to play us a little entertainment as we prepare for our simulation exercise that will follow in due course. So let's just take a little bit of a breather. We'll be back in a moment. Thank you. Enjoy the display. Ladies and gentlemen, please take note that the Department of Correctional Services has been demilitarized quite a while now. So this one comes from the archives. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them another hand of applause. This is serious business. Thank you very much for that display. We are scheduled to have 2 simulations. There will be a little bit of a break in between this one and the next one. So we're just asking you to be patient again. And the DJ just to indulge us, to give us that little time to recuperate before we continue with our second simulation. Eyes to the front. I think we're ready for our second simulation. This simulation will display one of those mandates that we have adopted as one of our new key priorities, that will be self-sustainability. As a department, we will be embarking to find ourselves in a position that most of the items that we need to succeed in what we are doing and in our everyday needs in terms of food, clothing, and other items, that we are able to be self-sufficient, One of those ideals would be for us to do our own agriculture in terms of being able to do vegetables for ourselves and own consumption, and also to do beavery and also meat for our own consumption, so that we are not going to be that much of a burden at the state coffers. If we are able to be self-sufficient, it means that the inmates and those that are in our care will find themselves doing something that is worthwhile and that will add to the benefit of the country. So we are just waiting for the display to proceed, but that would be the background. I will be informing you as they proceed what is currently happening at what stage of the simulation. So let us just sit back and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, what you see is the official They are on their way to the work teams, usually start very early in the morning and ends towards a normal workday end. Offenders are busy working. You can see their virtual shuffles that they're having. They're working in the gardens. Two of them decide they're no longer interested in the work. They leave the work team. There's an immediate response from our officials.
All Ramias, we have an escape terrain. We have an escape terrain.
Take note, the official is not leaving his work team. The alert is sound. Security secures the area. Before we commence with the searching, those offenders that are still at the work team and accounted for is taken back to the facility so that all resources can then be aligned to apprehend those two that decided they are going to leave the facility. You would see all the resources that we employ to recapture in the event of an escape. We've got our K9 unit that will be deployed. We have been recently given the bikes so that we are able to secure the perimeter. We've got horses that we can deploy during our work teams to ensure that the perimeter is safe. From where I'm standing, I can see that we have positively apprehended the 2 offenders, the 2 escapees.
Money!
They are still refusing to comply. Necessary measures will be applied to ensure that we safely apprehend them and bring them back to the safety of the correctional center. You may see, ladies and gentlemen, no lethal force have been applied, just the right amount to ensure that we are able to rearrest the escapee. The officials in black is known to us as our emergency support team. These are the people that we rely on when there is a situation or a serious security breach to ensure that the situation is brought back into control. Successful rearrest of the escapees. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a round of applause. They are going back to the safety of the correctional center. And that is how we utilize all our resources to ensure that the job is done. Another round of applause for the simulation. Thank you very much to the team under the leadership of the Acting Chief Security Officer. I think it was very well displayed. I think everyone could see where they fit in terms of the work that must be done. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a third display. Don't be alarmed. It's just a simulation. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there are violent crimes that is happening in and around this time of the year. We need to be ready to act on any eventuality. The display shows us that we've got the right people on the ground. We are able to arrest any situation. Can we give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? They were able to apprehend the criminals. I hope that you are still fine and that it wasn't as alarming for you as it was for others. But there's no way to prepare you for a crime outside. This is what is happening. We need to be ready at all times. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of our program, remember I said we would chop and change. Just once again acknowledging our virtual platform. I hope all of those that are out there in the cyber world is still enjoying our program for this afternoon. You are all still welcome, and I hope that you are all still tuned in to the events of the day here at Grootvlei. By the way, this is the DCS national launch of Operation Vala. We are showing our preparedness to do our work in collaboration with all the justice clusters and sister departments within the country. We happen to be here in Free State Northern Cape, but we are pledging that we will be ready to serve and do our mandate across the country. On the program, ladies and gentlemen, you would see that we've got a show of force. During this time, we will be displaying all the resources that will be available during this festive period, and also during other times, the resources that we rely on as citizens of this country to ensure our safety every day, specifically during this festive period time when there is usually an increase in crime, when all our families are at home, busy enjoying themselves and not being as alert as we would be. Let's give a round of applause as the parade comes into the Oval, and we will be ensuring that we will introduce all of them duly so that you will know who they are. In front is the traffic department, followed on the quad bikes by correctional services. You would see that we are also in the business to ensure that females are represented within government. All three of the riders on the quad bikes are ladies in the employ of the Department of Correctional Services. Just after the quad bikes, you would see the emergency support team, known to us as the EST, showing their riot gear, being fit and ready to address any eventuality in our correctional centers and also in all the areas that we have got control on our correctional reserves. Followed by the EST would be the traffic department's resources in terms of the vehicles that you would see daily on our roads, patrolling, ensuring our safety. Behind the traffic department, we have got high-performance vehicles of the Department of Correctional Services, because we cannot be driving any other vehicles in which we cannot pursue criminals. EST just passing the stage, displaying their riot gear. The traffic department, all sirens. These are the emergency sirens that we need to adhere to. If you hear these sirens, you know that something is going on. You either need to vacate the area or you need to give way if you're on the road. The SAPS has got their nyala that they use in times of unrest, also to deploy on our roads during roadblocks. Department of Correctional Services have also got horses. We've got a few across the country. They are assisting us to ensure that the environment is safe and secure, where offenders are working or being deployed. We've got our K9 unit ever ready. We brought the ones that are very quiet today. The other lions are locked up for your safety. Can we have a round of applause for the show of forces? I think we are feeling much more secure, knowing that all of these resources are available to ensure that we are safe during this festive season. Thank you very much to those that were part of the show of forces and the parade of the resources. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the day where we allow our principal, our National Commissioner of the Department of Correctional Services, to address us during this event. We have been eagerly awaiting to hear what the Department of Correctional Services has in store for us, and I am sure that the National Commissioner will be able to reassure each and every one of us that there is a state of readiness for the department to ensure safety of the community. We will now call upon the National Commissioner, and I'm requesting everyone to rise as he ascends the podium to give the keynote address. Thank you, sir. Can we give a hand of applause?
Thank you, Program Director. We may all be seated. Ke tla qala ka ho dumedisa members of the community that are here from Ward 6, Freedom Square. Ke re dumelang, re thabile ho ba le lona tsatsing lena la kasheko. Program Director, let me also acknowledge the presence of the following dignitaries from departments that fall under the Justice, Crime, Prevention and Security cluster, a cluster that we also have Major General Adams, who is the of the PSA joined by colleagues from the Department of Safety and Liaison, Free State Province, those that are responsible for traffic and policing services or community policing services. We also have been joined by colleagues from SANDF. I'm informed they are from the Tempe base. But most importantly, I can see with my own eyes the resources that have been invested by our sister departments in this national event. Yes, I did arrive after time when the event had already started. Let me apologize for that, but also indicate that amongst other important reasons, one of the reasons that will make me arrive late for any other commitment is when I have to sit down and discuss issues that has to do with the welfare of the employees of the Department of Correctional Services. So the meeting that I had this morning was a meeting that was more about the welfare of the employees of the Department of Correctional Services. Jwale ke tla kopa le nkinele matsoho metsing. Ke ne ke tshwere tse ding tsa mosebetsi. Let me also recognize the presence of the Regional Commissioner of the region Free State and Northern Cape under the Department of Correctional Services, the Acting Deputy Regional Commissioner who is also the Program Director, senior managers from the Department of Correctional Services, and all men and women in brown, all men and women in blue. What is that color? The provincial color. Department. There is also our colleagues from the traffic department there. You can see Lampona ke apere di peketsana jwale di color di na lo nhlola mo. Ladies and gentlemen, the program had already started as I indicated when I arrived. Le iponetse bonyane ba matla a re nang le ona ka baka la hore ne re le bontshe hanyane hore ha re bua ka tshireletso le polokeho ya badudi ba South Africa rona jwale ka mafapha a mmuso ha re bapale. We wanted to show you that when it comes to the safety and security of South Africans, we don't play marbles. Kapuo ya Afrikaans ba re on speel nie. Jwale on that note, I want to indicate that apart from the fact that we were displaying the might of the state to protect its citizen, with that we are also encouraging anybody who has thoughts about committing crime to dump those thoughts in the nearest dustbin. Today we are here to launch Operation Vala, which is an initiative that from the department is our commitment to joining other initiatives launched by departments that fall within the Justice, Crime Prevention and Security cluster to display the commitment that we have to fostering safety and security for all South Africans during a time of celebration and togetherness. We have already entered the festive season, a period when families unite, communities come together, and our nation celebrates its diversity and strength. It is a season that is synonymous with joy and happiness, yet also presents challenges, including increases in crime rates, road fatalities, alcohol abuse, risks to safety and order, but also in the main, risks to life. As law enforcement, we are called to be agile, as this time of the year demands heightened vigilance and proactive measures. This underscores our vital role in ensuring that our communities remain safe. Operation Vala allows us to reaffirm our dedication to fostering a culture of lawfulness and accountability. The Department of Correctional Services will work hand in hand with other law enforcement agencies and community leaders to address crime spots and deter potential criminal activity. Of course, we will also work hand in hand with members of the community to ensure that we continue to execute our mandate. While much of the focus will be on securing our facilities, we will be hard at work, and we are going to start doing that work the minute when we close this launch ceremony. Allow me to emphasize the importance of strengthening security protocols to prevent incidents such as escapes, smuggling, or any form of violence that might arise. Our primary mandate is to make sure that the offenders that we incarcerate in our facilities are safe at all times. Our primary mandate is also to ensure that our own employees that work on a daily basis within our correctional facilities are safe at all times. But also our primary responsibility is to ensure that when members of the families, friends, and those that are associated with the offenders that we incarcerate come to visit them during this time, the festive season time, and any time of the year, they are also safe. That's why it is important for us to conduct routine and surprise inspections in all the cells and also common areas where our inmates conduct daily activities, make movements as they spend their day in our correctional facilities. We also recognize the importance of addressing inmates' mental well-being to minimize disruptions. So basically, during this festive season, we are going to ensure that our specialists that are able to provide counseling support to our offenders are at work. We are going to ensure that recreational activities that we normally expose our offenders to are intensified. I've already indicated that we will be welcoming family visitations, but we are going to ensure that we manage them responsibly so that we do not compromise security. Program Director, Operation Vala cannot succeed without active involvement of all sectors of society. We extend an invitation to community members, civil society, faith-based organizations, the private sector, to join the campaign that we will be running from now on until the end of the festive season. By working together, we can create a safer South Africa where everyone can enjoy the festive season free from fear or harm. Let us remember that safety is not just the absence of crime, but it's also the presence of justice, inclusivity, and mutual respect. At this stage, it is important for me to highlight that some activities will be scaled down within our correctional facilities. We are doing this because we want to ensure that we manage essential services effectively. while we also allow our members to take well-deserved rest during the festive season, while they also take turns to ensure that our correctional facilities continue to operate on a 24-hour basis, 7 days a week, without fail. For us also, the festive season gives us an opportunity to assess and improve on rehabilitation and correctional programs. I have already mentioned that we will intensify indoor recreational programs. These are designed to engage the body and the mind. These are activities like board games, such as your Scrabble, that will encourage language development and cognitive skills, group quizzes, which will promote teamwork and intellectual growth. This will be part of the activities that will be in the offering to our offenders, including, of course, sports activities that they will be involved in. As we navigate this festive season, let us reaffirm our commitment to a correctional environment that upholds security and also promotes rehabilitation, but most importantly, continues to instill hope in our offenders, that as they continue to serve their sentences, get rehabilitated, get corrected, when they leave our correctional facilities to serve the rest of their sentences under community corrections, they will be ready for social reintegration. They will be ready to join the community and contribute positively to development, growth, and positive life of our communities. I want to take this opportunity to commend our correctional officials for their continued dedication and professionalism. I want to also indicate to you that your role during this time is vital. I nearly said our role, I also count myself, because I join our members when we are doing these operations. In fact, most of them, I lead them. It is important for one to do that, because if you do not apply yourself to where the boots hit the dust or the boots hit the grass, you will not be able to understand the environment that your members are exposed to. So to our members, please continue maintaining the order. Please continue facilitating activities that I have outlined, and also continue to serve as role models. Know that your space in the society is the one of playing a direct role in shaping better outcomes for our offenders. We need to continue being steadfast in our commitment to excellence, and also our commitment to continue to building humanity. At this stage, Program Director, let me utilize this platform to wish all of us a happy festive season, and also wish all of us a prosperous new year, but also wish all of us, especially those that are in uniform and those that work in government, a more productive new year and more productive years moving forward. Operation Vala is not merely an enforcement initiative, but is part of a comprehensive strategy to ensure stability and safety in our correctional facilities, to contribute to stability and safety in our communities. With those words, Program Director, I declare Operation Vala campaign officially opened. I thank you.
Thank you, National Commissioner. You may be seated. Yeah, it's like I predicted. When the National Commissioner speaks, he gives us a peace of mind and a state of ease that we as the Department of Correctional Services will be ready to ensure the safety of our community and the offenders and inmates that is in our care during this period and also beyond this period. So thank you, National Commissioner, for giving us that assurance. And we also pledge, like we did earlier, that as a correctional official and also a functionary of the JEPCS cluster, that we will do our best to input into the plan to ensure safety during this period. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now concluded the bigger part of our program. At this point of time, I would like to call on the Acting Chief Security Officer to come and do the vote of thanks. Dr. Jordan, you may come to the podium. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Program Director. Good afternoon, National Commissioner Tubagale, all senior managers present today at this event. My task is to do the vote of thanks. It's not a big task. I'll do it very quickly. Commissioner, allow me to thank our counterparts from the South African Police Services generals from the 2 provinces present, as well as the chiefs of traffic present here today, to come and acknowledge and also view our readiness in terms of dealing with Operation Vala that is starting on the 2nd of December. I would also like to thank all the union reps from PSA and also POP crew that is present as invited, as well as all managers of the Department of Correctional Services present today to come and acknowledge and view our readiness for the festive season. I would also like to thank the community as invited, and they honored our invite here today. We thank you for that. I would like to also thank all the forces upon the calling. You reacted to our call, and everything was a success. I'm not going to thank individuals, but I would like to thank the Regional Commissioner of Free State Northern Cape, Ma'am Woodley, to allow us to have this event in Grootvlei. So without individually thanking everybody, please forgive me if I did not mention your name. It was not intentionally, but I want to thank you once more, and thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to formally close the program. As part of this section of the program, we are going to ask the National Commissioner to participate in demonstrating symbolism for the opening of Operation Vala nationally, and he will be assisted by the Acting Chief Security Officer. Can we also get the Nyala ready to sound that horn when we need it to? I'm not sure if there's somebody in the Nyala, but we need that horn to howl very loudly. Yes, I got a confirmation. We've got confirmation that the Nyala is ready. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. the formal launch of Operation Vala for the Department of Correctional Services, symbolized by the green smoke that is entering the atmosphere and the howling of the Nyala siren. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've ended the program. It's now time for us to do a few announcements. Yeah. We will now allow the entourage to leave the stage while the National Commissioner will attend to media briefings. For the rest of our invitees and attendees that are here, we will be serving you a snack, and we request that you please remain seated where you are. Thank you very much. You've been such a good audience. We appreciate the fact that you took the time to be with us. To our virtual platform colleagues that also attended our event, thank you very much for the time spent, and I hope that on that platform you were able to also enjoy all the festivities during this event and the opening of Operation Vala. For now, we formally conclude this event and we wish everybody well. Once again, all the functionaries that are here and the departmental officials, please stay and get some refreshments, and the public as well, please remain where you are. We will ensure that the refreshments are served.